And we're going.
Red Sox fucking blow this year, huh?
I don't recognize anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I watched maybe... It's funny you mention this because my dad just likes watching baseball, which is just such a dad thing. Just sit on the fucking couch, throw it on.
I'll be like that someday.
It's just so...
I like watching baseball.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because you're a baseball guy, too. But, I mean, yeah, just watches it, and I was watching maybe 15 minutes with him, and there was 4 guys up to bat that I never even saw before.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn.
Yep.
I'm not caught up to speed in my Red Sox shit.
Yeah, especially because they're bad. I mean, I don't watch them really because they aren't good.
There was only 60 games played this year, too.
Yeah. They just don't have pitching, man. It's really something that they're lacking. And that's what it comes down to in baseball. You need good pitching.
I feel like that's why the Dodgers are always, like, in it.
Yeah. And that's why the Red Sox, any year that they were good, they were stacked for pitching. They had good bullpen. They had good starters.
True.
You know? Yeah, and honestly, and if you think about it, the Red Sox kind of hit some weird momentum at the beginning of the year because of the whole Houston Astros controversy. How Alex Cora was in the middle of that, and he got suspended for this year.
That's so fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, you know, you just you were just doing well with Cora this whole time. You have like a he and I'm sure he's a good players coach. And then all of a sudden he's just not the coach like that. And
it's not even because he was bad. It's just because they removed him.
Right. And not only that, but getting rid of Mookie Betts on top of it. I think it's just bad momentum. And, also, what's his face got hurt?
Bogart?
Chris Sale.
Oh, Sale, yeah.
Is Bogart hurt?
No, see, that's how much I have not been following.
Well, Chris Sale got Tommy.
You got Tommy
John.
You got some TJ.
Yeah, that sucks. It's like I'm pretty sure 70% chance coming back, 80% chance.
He has to have
like
a fucking needle dick. Like, look at how fucking skinny.
Yeah, skinny he is. He is real skinny. He apparently when he was on the White Sox, they had like a throwback day where they wore different jerseys. I heard this. I didn't see this on the TV or anything, but he was pitching this game when they had these whatever jerseys, and he really didn't want to wear the jersey. And he went in the locker room when no one was in there and cut up everyone's jersey so that they didn't wear it.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a crazy fucking
you're
serial killer move.
Yeah, you're a sick fuck if you do that. But that's also why he's such a good pitcher, because if you're a good pitcher, there's some part of you that's a sick fuck.
Yeah.
It's like the only way. You can be the nicest guy in the world, but there's like a switch in there. Yeah,
there's one pitcher that really comes to mind when you say that is that Scherzer guy. He yells at himself on the mound.
Yeah, I guarantee.
You ever seen him do that?
No, I haven't. But I haven't been very up to speed with my baseball watching.
Me either.
But
it's football season, dude.
Yeah.
Watching the Patriots.
But to be a good pitcher, you need to be some type of fucking sick in the head.
Agreed.
You just got to be you got to be contained anger. Every good pitcher I played with, they contained their anger well, and just played well because they were angry rather than walking everybody because they were angry.
The craziest fucking pitcher I remember as a kid growing up was that Zambrano guy in the Cubs. Do you remember that guy? Carlos Zambrano?
Yeah.
He was the sickest
He was kind of big, right? Fat?
Yeah, he was a chubby.
Remember El Guapo?
Oh, I remember El Guapo.
El Guapo was
Rich
on the Red
Garces.
Sox. Yeah.
He was fucking chubby.
Yeah, he was chubby as shit.
No one's as chubby as Big Sexy, though.
I don't even know who that is.
Bartolo Colon?
Oh.
You call him Big Sexy.
I didn't
That's
know
an
that.
unreal nickname.
Yeah, he
How
was
do you say sexy in Spanish?
That's a good question.
I'm going to look it up. Because that's a cool fucking nickname. I was having this conversation today. You know, English is the hardest language to learn, apparently.
Yeah, that and Chinese and stuff is difficult.
It just says sexy. Sexy. Or what does it say?
Sexy.
Yeah, it's just the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sexy.
There are some words you can't really translate because they don't really have. They have
translation.
They might have a word like it, but it's not.
Grande sexy.
You technically can't in Spanish. You technically can't translate fuck because fuck is not a word in Spanish. But coño or coñazo
Yeah.
is basically equivalent to fuck, but it's not fuck in Spanish, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah,
Does that
I
make
know.
sense?
I know what you're saying.
And I know some people, Dominican in particular, they say when they're pissed or something, they'll go Diablo, which means devil, but
yeah.
they say it like damn.
Right.
So it's kind of like damn. If you were to translate, it's like saying damn.
It's their equivalent almost.
Right.
It's weird though, like, it's weird speaking English and how it's so fucking easy for us, and that's supposedly the hardest language to learn. But then when I was breaking it down with my friend, it was like, there's so many different terms, like there, there, and there.
Yeah.
Like
back. It can be your back on your body, or it can be go back there.
yes,
If,
like shit,
like
just
that.
little shit like that, and it's probably infinite how many things are out. I can't even think of all of them.
Yeah,
but
like that's an arm. Your microphone has an arm to it, but we have arms.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a dick,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also be a dick.
Mm-hmm. You can
You
be
know-
a dick. Your name can be Dick.
Yeah.
That would really fuck with someone if they're learning English. Like where it's like, oh, if you don't like somebody, call them a dick, or they're a dick. And then all of a sudden you meet a Richard that goes by Dick, and they'd be all out of whack.
Yeah, they'd be fucked up.
And
They'd be
Dick
like,
would,
where
and,
am I?
And Dick would be like, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. And they'd just be all thrown off, just like, whoa.
Yeah, I remember like going to grade school, like 6th, 7th, or no, it was like 7th grade and 8th grade. We had a bunch of these like Koreans, because I went to Catholic school, that used to live at this fucking old monastery, like behind the actual elementary school. So like they fucking would, walk to school like 30 feet. But anyways, they would have like their translators with them all the time, because they were learning like English, and they were only like how old, like 12, 13. So they're not that fluent by any means. They probably learned like late too. And it would just be funny teaching them like fucking slang words like penis and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was jokes. It was a lot of fucking funny jokes that would probably
And they-
not fly today.
Right.
That was utilized back then.
And they definitely remember the shit out of that too. Like if you ask them, they'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
they'll say that they remember you, like teaching them slang words and shit.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
We used to have do journal entries, and those fucking this is one thing I do remember. You know those bugs that like vibrate kinda? It's called a cicada or like a cicala. You mostly hear them in the summertime. I'll play you the noise after it, but it's mostly you hear them in like hot days too, and I forget it's like why they do it, but they fucking make a vibrate noise, dude. And this kid was like asking like what those bugs are called, and I didn't know, and I told him they were just called fucking tiny vibrators. So like every time he would say the word cicada, he would be like tiny vibrators in his journal entry, and it was fucking really funny.
It's absolutely hilarious. That reminds me, I have a buddy that To Kill a Mockingbird, I think, was the
Great book. Atticus Finch. Legend.
I believe that was the book. Was there like racial controversy in that? Okay,
very
so that
racial.
was definitely the book. I read that in I don't know, sometime in high school, and it was for English class. But the thing is I didn't read it.
Saw the movie?
I think we watched it after, but we had to read the book. We were reading the book for a whole month or something, and then we took tests and stuff on it, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I hated that kind of thing.
Me too. And I never read the book. I would just kind of like ask someone the gist, like sum it up for me. What happened?
Dude, I would do that, and I would go out of the way to see if Blockbuster, shout out, throwback to them, if they had the fucking movie of the book, just so I didn't have to read it.
Yeah,
and sometimes it was way different.
Right. Yeah, way different. Yeah, so I know what you mean. Yeah, where was I?
You talking about Atticus Finch in...
So my buddy in school, I had a test coming up in English for this book, and we finished the book at this point. I just remember that little detail. And my buddy, jokingly, I didn't know he was joking, he told me, at the end of the book that so-and-so's house gets Molotov cocktailed. Right? You know what a Molotov cocktail is? And I said, "Oh, dude, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna take a test. I'm gonna need to know that." I fucking wrote that on my test, and the teacher's comment was just like a bunch of
what?
a bunch of questions, just like, "When did you read this in here? What chapter do like? How do you, just basically saying like, hey, fuckface, this didn't happen."
Yeah.
And what a dick, but like it's really funny.
That is very funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
There's an episode like that in Friends when
Phoebe and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. And why can't I think of her name in Friends right now?
Monica?
No, Monica's Courtney Cox.
Right. Rachel.
Rachel, yeah. Rachel and Phoebe are in that class. She tells him something that's like not. She like raised her hand.
Yeah.
And it's just something way off. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Absolutely. And in that episode, she also reminds me of me just not reading the book.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, summer reading. Do you remember summer reading?
Yes.
It was the worst fucking thing.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to kids?
Like,
you know?
honestly, I get why. Because
I get why, technically.
reading, like,
but...
I actually low-key do fuck with reading now. Didn't then, but, like, you remember in a summer day waking up, the only thing you want to do is, like, take your bike out, go play baseball, get out, go see, and then you have to come home and, like, try to wind your body down and read 20 pages. First of all, if I read 20 pages, that is not fucking sinking in my brain. In 3 months when I take a test. And then sometimes I would read, like, a couple books, and I would take a test, and it would look like I didn't read the books because you just forget so much.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you, bitch. I actually did sit down and read this.
Yeah.
But guess what? I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Okay? I got my PB touch for the first time this summer. That's what I remember. Okay?
And that's all I cared about.
But, dude, I remember, like, once you got into high school, like, the summer reading got out of hand. It was, like, fucking 4 books. If you took an honors class, it was, like,
dude,
5.
I was in CP, so I didn't have to worry about that shit.
I'm just saying, it was, summer reading got out of hand.
Yeah, I never did it, but somehow I always skated through.
Did you? Did you, like, do good on the test, too?
No.
Oh.
No, I've told you about me being a student.
Yeah, true.
I was just.
We don't have to bring up Dr.
I was just kind of willingly just like, yeah, fucking, I didn't read this shit, you know?
You know what summer reading book I do remember that I did read, and it was for 4th grade, was, what was it for 4th grade? Yeah, I think it was 4th grade, Miss Sulo, shout out. It was, called Holes, remember? With
Holes, yes.
Stanley Yelnats?
Yeah, dude.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, yep.
Dig it up, oh.
Yep.
I remember that.
And,
it was like a big Disney
and
movie
Shia
thing.
LaBeouf murks that verse that he has in that.
Yeah, he does. He kind of goes in.
They call him the caveman.
Him and Zero are like boys. They call him Zero because he was dumb because he couldn't read. And then Stanley Yelnats taught him to read.
Hector Zeroni.
Hector Zeroni.
Yeah.
Dude, that book is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Or that movie, really.
Yeah.
I like both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tight.
Tight like what?
I wish I could have thought of something more on the fly.
Oh, you know what actually is on television tonight? Because Stanley Cup's over. Tampa Bay Lightning won last night. NBA Finals doesn't start till tomorrow. So, like, the only sports are on is football, obviously, on Monday, Thursday, Sunday. No more hockey. Basketball's about to be over. But fucking Trump is debating the Biden guy tonight, dude.
Oh, that's right.
At
That's
9
right.
o'clock.
That's right. Yeah, will you be watching that?
I'm definitely gonna watch some of it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, honestly, I could see that being kind of entertaining.
Dude, realistically, I'll probably watch the first like 20, 30 minutes just to see like what's going down, and
then when everyone's starting to be grown adults are starting to be like children.
Yeah, well, Trump's always a child.
Right.
Which
right.
I fucking think it's
but,
comical.
Oh, it is comical. But in general, just politics after a while are adults being children.
Dude, it is fucking insane, and it's funny because they're supposed to be like the opposite of that, like the opposite of the opposite running our country, and they're not. But I was reading something on the Washington Post today, and it said that Trump like barely fucking prepared for this.
I'm sure he didn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's just kind of funny. Just wings it because
Yeah.
he's just not a politician.
No.
He was just a straight businessman. And he was like, hey, watch how fucked up the system is. I'm going to be president. And then he just became president.
And that's why for people that take him serious, that hate him, or even that love him, either way, if you take him serious, it's just like, yo, what are you doing taking him serious? He's not a politician at all. This is a reality TV show star, and he shows that.
Yeah, he doesn't even try to be a politician.
Yeah, that's my point, is he didn't really change much. He just kind of still was that, just now you call him Mr. President.
It's funny, too, because you see the thing about his taxes where he, like, only paid $750 and people like bitching. Did you see any of that?
I mean, I've definitely known about that topic with him.
It.
Well, because that's been forever with him.
Now it was like released that he only like supposedly paid $750 in taxes in 2018. But it's like, dude, he has a fucking a certified accountant that like shows him how to like go around this shit. You know what I mean? Like all these rich people have fucking crazy ass financial advisors and accountants that basically show them how to fuck the U.S. government in the asshole and just not pay a lot of taxes. And then Biden like released his taxes before this tonight and he paid like $200K. It's like, yeah, well, he's worth fucking $1 bajillion and he didn't have a fucking accountant to just fuck the U.S. in the ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude.
It'd be pretty intense going up against Trump. Not because you're going up against him because he's scary at all. It's actually like I wouldn't even be able to take him serious. But it's more so just think about that attention in the world. Like you're going up against Trump's such a topic with people.
Oh, dude, everyone's gonna be watching.
Everyone.
It's like Sunday Night Football.
People not even in America.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Yeah, more than Sunday Night Football, really. And it's funny because, dude, I was reading the same article. And I was talking about the debate, and it says, yeah, and like Biden's going to try his best. He's been dealing with the stuttering problem ever since he was a child. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. He has Alzheimer's. We call that Alzheimer's.
He does?
At all times. Dude, his fucking mind is mush. He can't even fucking... He'll be talking like me and you are talking right now, and this be like, yeah, and like my fucking pet Rusty when I was 7, like was licking my shin, and it felt good. Like, he'll say shit like that. Like, off the top off the dude.
How old is he?
He's like fucking 70, like... I'm going to look it up. I'm going to butcher it, but he's like high 70s, dude. Like, his mind is deteriorating. That's why they picked that Kamala Harris vice president, because if he goes fucking haywire, she's just going to be like the president, pretty much. Or just call the shots. Like, he's the puppet up the ass.
Dude, I feel like the president shouldn't be over 70 years old.
He's 77.
Dude.
He's going to be 80
Dude,
fucking months. And his birthday's November 20th. So he's going to be 78 by the time, if he makes president, he's going to be 82 for after his 4-year term. Are you fucking joking me?
That's fucking ridiculous. Like, no 70-year-old should
You
be
should be able to drive a car, let alone
I know, yeah,
literally.
Dude, you're pretty much around the corner from death at that point, you know?
I think Trump's like 72.
I just feel like that's still too old. Like I feel like there should be a cap on the age, but hey, what do I know?
How old is Trump? He's 74.
I think you only need to be 35 or older to run for president.
No, it's older. I'm gonna say what is the age to be president?
Is it 45?
Oh, so it has to be, according to Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, the president must be a natural-born citizen of the U.S., obviously be at least 35, and have been a resident of the U.S. for 14 years. So essentially, like, no one's fucking being president under the age of 45 with that.
Right, but it's just crazy to think that someone could be 35 or a little older, 36, 37, and run the fucking country.
I would honestly rather, like, a 42-year-old fucking...
Yeah, 50, 45, 50, something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's a mature adult that, you know, still has their brain. They're in the middle of their life. They lived enough life to know a thing or two.
Yeah. Maybe give me, like, a guy who's, like, pretty good looking, right? Maybe, like, 44, likes sports, has a good brain.
A little bit of
knows
degenerate.
Foreign relations. Maybe has, like, a 7-inch penis.
Yeah.
Nothing, like, crazy. And then if it's on the woman's side, around the same thing, just don't have a penis and just, like, be, like, you know, pretty tight. Like, hit the gym. Nah, I'm just talking to my ass. But still, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 78, bro. 78 apiece.
That's way too old to me. That's way too old to me.
If you need something to help you get an erection, you shouldn't be president.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think Trump is prescribed Adderall, too.
Is he?
I think so.
Yeah, I've actually heard that rumor because he's always going...
He is.
Like sniffling or whatever, and some people think he just like rips fucking rails of Adderall.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that's possible. I don't understand why. You know, you can just take Adderall though, and it works. I think Adderall works better if you take it rather than snort it.
Yeah,
I don't understand the hype in snorting it.
Me either. A lot of people in college did that.
Yeah, because you'll do it late at night, and I guess it'll last not that long, but taking it just lasts longer and it kicks in better. Like what?
It's just like not great for you to take for like a long time.
No, I know, yeah.
But I mean,
it's amphetamines at the end of the day.
It is.
You know, it's one chemical away from meth.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's like something about there's like 4 chemicals in I think it's 4 chemicals in meth and there's 3 certain chemicals. I'm also talking out of my ass. I'm not a professional in this category, but there's 3 chemicals out of those 4 in meth in Adderall.
Damn.
Yeah.
But also, we're the only place in the whole entire country that prescribes it. Do you think? What if they like just?
We're the only country. We're the only country that does that.
We're the only place in the world that prescribes Adderall.
Prescribes to a lot of people too.
Dude.
Thousands.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
How many Adderall prescriptions is the U.S.?
I'm gonna guess 30,000 a year. I guarantee it's more though.
I'm going to say how many Adderall prescriptions were filled in 2019. Let me see. Dramatic increase. But like look up some Jamie article shit.
Adderall's awesome though. I'll just throw that out there.
I mean, yeah, dude, it definitely helps you do like what you need to do. Put it this way, if you're a person that actually like tries to get shit done, like you use it for that purpose, like
Right.
totally feel that. Totally fucking feel that. There's like a lot of reading I need to do, but it says for each year, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not gonna find in here, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
in
a
the
lot.
It's in the millions. That's what I could say for sure.
Yeah. I wonder why we're the only place that does it. Do you think that if you're what if you're an American and you move to Ireland, right? And technically it's your medicine on paper, you know, you
might have to get like shipped.
Mm,
Something like that.
yeah.
Like maybe you can go and like that's a good example. Maybe you can like go to your doctor and like, all right, yeah, we can fill a subscription, but we need to like send it to like electronically to the U.S. and they have to like ship it over. You know, I guarantee you a bunch of people in fucking Ireland, kids in school, are doing Adderall somehow.
Yeah.
Like they somehow get it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Whether it's legal or not.
For sure.
Yeah.
People sell their fucking organs on the black market.
Yeah, I was looking at my my license today because it's expired. It expired after my birthday, which was a few days, a handful of days ago, and well, at this point, like a week ago, and it's expired, but no one's given me shit for it yet. So I've also been carrying around my passport, but I was just looking at my ID and I was thinking, because I'm an organ donor on it, and I just kind of.
Are you?
Yeah, and I remember when I was like 16 or something. I remember
someone talked to you.
But I just remember my I don't know how old I was. I think I was 16 or 17, and I went to get my license with my mom. She took me because I couldn't drive there. I didn't have my license yet, and then when I was filling out that stuff.
Hey, you were 16?
I must have been 17.
You got your last license?
No, not my last one. But I also just didn't change it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't think to change it because I forgot. But
I was very confused.
Yeah. So this is when I'm like 17, and I was like, no, I don't. I remember saying, no, I don't want my organs like taken out of me when I'm dead. And my mom was like, she didn't like try to talk me into it, but she was also just like, I mean, like, you're dead. You don't need them. I'm an organ donor. I just went, fine. Like, just to kind of it sounds aggressive to say shut her up, but just to kind of, like, move on, you know what I mean? Because this was just something, to me, it was like, why are we still on this question here? Just check off whatever. I don't care.
Right.
And I was like, let's carry on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I just realized I'm going to switch that up because I don't want anyone touching me when I'm
You got to
dead.
get the federal one, too. Make sure you do that. You have AAA?
Yeah.
You can go to the AAA office. It's way better.
2 weeks out. You have to do 2 weeks out, though, because with COVID.
What do you mean?
Like, if I want to make an appointment right now, it's going to be 2 weeks out.
See, mine was like just before the shit got real bad.
You're right, because it was in February.
Mine was like, I went probably 3 days after my birthday, February 27th, and yeah, like after like March, it got like real bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the federal stamp in the corner, and you can travel with that. It's like a passport.
Interesting.
Yeah, you have to use it to travel.
Huh.
Now, like anywhere in the U.S., unless you have to use a passport now. It's weird. It's very weird. But, yeah, I thought you fucking were going to say that, like, you wanted to be a willingly, like, donated organs.
No.
Like, dude, you could be that lady who was dead. They put her in a fucking body bag, and she woke up in a fucking body bag, still alive.
Whoa.
Yes. Imagine that. That actually happened.
Do you know the story behind that? Do you know what happened?
So I don't know the exact story. I'll look into it, but essentially, like, the fucking coroner's people just didn't do their job very well.
Right.
It's probably the end of their shift or something along those lines.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to look into that story. Yeah, so it was this lady in Michigan or something, and I guess she had cerebral palsy, and the coroner's office reported, and she was, like, unresponsive. They did the whole, like, shit, CPR, wasn't breathing, didn't have a heartbeat or anything like that. So they pronounced her dead. And fucking, like, didn't, like, rush her to hospital or anything. They just, like, literally kind of, they body bag you at the scene type deal?
Yep.
That's what they did. And she was fucking, some person was working at the funeral home and saw the body bag, like, moving. Like, unzipped it, and she, like, woke up in the funeral home in the body bag.
Whoa.
Talks on a worse fucking nightmare.
Some people have been pregnant and then found out when their, like, water broke.
Dude.
How does you
I have another fuck story about that one.
Yeah, if that's the case with someone, like, it's like, hey, grow a brain.
Yeah.
Grow a fucking brain.
So a friend of a friend was on vacation, bro. It was their spring break. And she was with her boyfriend. They were in Mexico, right? So they're fucking raging. She doesn't know she's pregnant for the last however long, right? Like 8 months or something. So she was boozing, like, you know, baby's fine. Let me prelim that. Baby's all good. He's like 3.
This person?
Yeah, I've met her and like I've talked with her about this. So they're fucking boozing up in Mexico, dude. She has like severe stomach pain. She's like, my fucking, you know, my stomach's killing
Is
me.
she fat?
So like some people don't show that much, and she like got chubbier, but it was essentially thought because she was like eating not healthy and like,
Even
you know,
with a big belly?
but she wasn't that, like, her belly wasn't that big, you know what I mean?
Was the baby the size of... Could you fit it in your palm?
Yeah, it was like a tiny baby.
Like,
sure.
it was like noticeably a tiny baby, right?
Like, yeah, it wasn't one of the
Okay.
ones you had to like incubate or anything.
Yeah.
You know? Probably like 5 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're fucking raging in Mexico. And this is a true ass story.
Yeah.
And like I confirmed it with this girl. So she's like, I have my stomach like is fucking killing me. So they rush her to the hospital in Mexico, and they're like, you're fucking pregnant right now. Like you're about to have a baby. And she's like, what? Goes into labor, has a fucking healthy boy. His name's Patrick. And yeah, he's like 3 years old right now. And the baby's fucking Mexican citizen, which is jokes. And then she had to call her parents while she was on spring break because they didn't fucking know. And then say, hey, I'm in a Mexican hospital. I just gave birth to your grandson right now.
But here's... So...
How fucking
that's
crazy is
that's
that?
such a mind fuck. I don't even know where to start. It's just kind of like... But you
Might not have all the answers, but...
But you don't get your period when you're pregnant. So she
was getting it, dude.
She was getting her period?
Yeah.
She was getting her period while this was occurring?
Yeah, like she would get like I remember asking that question too, and like she would get it, you know? Like it was like weird. Not like a fucking full blown like I don't know what a full blown period means.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full
gushing
bleed.
blood. It
wasn't a full bleed. It was like just a little cut.
It didn't look like an aggressive open wound that you just stood on a landmine.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was fucking like maybe I just like cut my vagina on a piece of paper type deal.
Right. Like a little paper cut.
Yes.
Like when you cut yourself shaving or something.
Yeah, literally. And yeah, but can you imagine that?
Ugh.
And then I don't think the boyfriend was there actually, and I think she called him and was like, "Hey, like just gave birth to your fucking son." Blah blah blah. They married now too though.
How old was she when that happened?
21.
Whoa. What a mind fuck when you're 21.
Yeah. So she was like still in college, like, you know, parents helped out for sure, but crazy ass story. Crazy. And they're awesome too. Awesome people.
Right.
And
Wow.
the baby's kind of funny too. But yeah, it was very interesting.
Very interesting.
I remember like being at Thanksgiving and like my friend told me this story, and I was at Thanksgiving like with their family, and I was like, all right, so let me just get this fucking straight here. All right, now that I'm with you in person, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they told me that.
That's a mind fuck for sure, dude.
Someone told that story on Theo Vaughn's podcast when they called in one time, and he was the same thing, like fucking just like.
How
So
don't
many
you
question
know?
marks. How do you not know? How's the baby not showing? Blah blah blah. And it's that happens. It's a very low percentage.
Right.
That fucking happens.
Yeah, man. That's I'd be pissed.
Oh, I'd be so rattled, dude. I mean, that sounds terrible, but I would just be like, I'm so
I'm not trying to
not
have a kid right now.
ready.
Yeah, right.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, I'm definitely not ready right now to have a kid.
Yeah. If I was my kid and I was one, I'd be like, what the fuck? Have me when you're ready. You're not ready right now. Okay? Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, I'm not a dad yet, so shouts out to that.
Yeah, shout out to not being a dad yet. That's for sure.
It's wild when you see kids that are younger than us that like are at the park or something, they're just like playing with their child.
Or how about when you just know someone? Doesn't have to be your friend even. It could just be someone you know, and they have a kid, and it's just like, whoa, wait, you're a fucking dad.
Yeah, like
you're
they shouldn't be a dad.
Fucking dad, dude. Or it can go vice versa for moms too. It's like I know girls out there that's just like, yo, you're a mom.
But it makes you think like you could probably do it if you really had to do it.
Oh no, it definitely says that. I mean, I could do it if I had to do it. I just don't want to do it right now. But it's more so just like, I'm so happy that you're not my mom, or I'm so happy you're not my dad. That's kind of the thought that goes through my brain.
I know.
More so than anything, it's just like, you know.
I've also seen on the opposite side too, like people that are younger than me or even my age like have kids and they're just so like good with it, like
Yeah,
put together.
right. Absolutely, I've seen that too.
And the situation's good, but honestly, this sounds terrible to say, but I think I'm just like kind of too selfish right now to have a child. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I need to like do me a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, all my friends that have kids, like they're good dads, and it's like, oh, I could see them being a dad. It's not really like my friends. It's more so just people I know on like outskirts of my friend groups. That's just like, yeah, you're a fucking dad. That's insane. I'm so happy you're not my dad.
And we call fathers in Spanish
Padre.
And then madre, of course. Do you remember brother?
Hermano.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, adios mío, tu pene más grande para mi culo.
Doesn't mean, oh, your penis is too big for my butthole.
Yeah, something like that. I used to say that. I used to yell that on the bus with a lot of Spaniards as my teammates, and they used to think it was really funny.
I remember the only Creole word I learned was "sacafe,
Sacafe, zozo. That means what's up, tiny dick.
Yeah, sacafe just was like what's up.
PT zozo. I would Creole is something I would be very interested in learning.
It's almost like it's like the
French-ish.
Portuguese of French, where it's like. Wait, did I fuck that up? Yeah, it's like the Portuguese of French, and then Portuguese is the Portuguese of Spanish. Wait, I don't know where I was going with that, but it made sense in my head.
So what Creole is to French is what
Yes.
Spanish is to.
It's like that, and
Yes.
What is that? They used to be on like the tests, like for fucking SATs. It'd be like hammer is to nail, as screw is a screwdriver, and then they'd fucking throw in one like, you know. Like fucking spaceship is to fucking mouse, as to rat is to fucking Komodo dragon. And you're like, whoa.
And that'd be the right
Where
answer.
do we go? What's the leap we're taking right now? I remember those so bad, and I would just be like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. All the above. I don't know. This one.
SATs, is that what you're referring to? Fuck SATs, man.
No one should be able to sit in a fucking place for that long for like almost 5 hours and take a test. I did it at Malden High too.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did it at a few places. I did bad on mine. I don't remember my score, but I remember I didn't do good. I took them like 5 times. It sucked.
I took the SATs. I didn't do good. My mom was pissed, and she was like, "You know what? Fuck, you're taking the ACTs." Remember
I took those too.
I did better on the ACTs, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna use this as my SAT score."
A good scale on the ACT is like what, 18 or something?
A good scale is like 17 or above.
Yeah,
like,
I remember taking the ACT. Fuck that shit.
Because it used to be perfect score. It used to be 2100, and then they raised it. Of course, it was 2400. A kid I lived with in New York got a perfect score.
Really?
Yeah, it's like fuck you, dude.
What's a perfect score on the SATs?
2400.
I knew someone that got a 2200.
That's unbelievable.
And
you can go in any college you want.
He went to Yale.
There you go.
And then transferred to Fisher.
Oh, the baseball guy. I remember
Yeah.
you telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, but Yale wasn't for him. Yale's just, I'm assuming that all those yuppie ass schools are a bunch of yuppies. He wasn't a yuppie.
That's what I'm saying. You just don't fit in, and
Right.
you're also like, I'm literally here just because I'm smart and good at taking tests. But other than that, I just don't belong here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna tell my kids that they really don't have to go to college if they don't want. But you're not gonna be a fucking bum if you don't go to college.
Absolutely. If my kid said that he wanted to be a doctor or something, though, I'd be like, well, you got to go to college for that. Basically, like whatever you want to do, man, or gal, I'm down with. Just have
a plan.
Just have a plan. Exactly. Like have an idea of something, and then if that requires school, all right, you got to go to school, do well in school. But like, yeah, I remember. That's an interesting it's an interesting thing to approach when it comes to if your kid doesn't like school nor do well in school, because I remember when I was a kid and my dad and my mom, but I specifically remember my dad saying to me like every morning, like especially in high school, you gotta do good this quarter, man. You gotta do good this quarter because he was just putting into my head that I have to do good. But that made me not motivated when I got out of the car when I pulled up. So I was like, you know what? If anything, I'm gonna do fucking bad. Because I'd be pissed. I would just.
That's like don't touch the red button. It's like I'm touching the fucking red button.
Right. And just telling me to do better just wasn't gonna help. You know what I mean? But also, how do you approach that as a parent?
It's one of those tough ones.
Right.
It's like how do you respond to that? But I mean. Because when I look at my parents, like, obviously shout out to them for being awesome fucking parents, because look at me.
Mm-hmm. Mine too, yeah. Shout out to them
I mean,
too.
it's weird because if I'm looking back at how they told me, like, you need to do good in school, you have to go to college, you gotta do this, blah 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 blah, you can't play juniors in hockey, you gotta go right to school. It's like, you know what, like, no, I really don't have to do any of that.
Right.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I can be like really successful and not do any of what you just said.
Right.
But I can't just like sit around, smoke weed, and like go out and drink and like, you know, get fucked up, do drugs. Like, I can't do that. But I have to like have some sort of plan. I don't have to go to school and study for a test for fucking 4 hours and get an A plus. Like, what is that gonna do?
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. I remember.
But they thought they were being like very good parents trying to do that, like make me do good, and then I would do good in school. So they probably thought they were sick, but it's like that probably happens all the time where parents push their kids that way, and the kids probably do good in school, and they're like, "Oh, my kid's great," blah blah blah, and then they fucking like, I don't know, do something like rash or like die, and they're like, "Oh shit, maybe we weren't great parents." You know what I mean? Though, like that's an extreme example, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of wild.
I remember I would have times, especially in high school, because as soon as I found out before you got to high school it didn't matter towards college, it was a wrap in 8th grade. I was almost held back. Like, because I knew that. I knew, like, none of my grades mattered towards college. Any of the colleges I was going to go to, at least. It wasn't going to matter until you got to high school, those grades. So, when I got to high school, there was a point, I don't remember when, but I realized, like, I really got to do better. I got to fucking do better. I want to go to college. I want to, you know, play baseball in college. I need to get accepted into a school. And I would have that realization in the morning, and then my dad would just drive me to school like, yeah, we got to do better. We got to do better, man. We need at least a C, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just, and it would just like bother me, and I would just get out just like unmotivated to do well and just be like, nah, I'm not.
What would motivate you more, like if he was like approaching wise?
He didn't approach it wrong either. It was just
if he didn't say anything,
like I said, it's like it's just a hard thing to approach if your kid's not into school, but also not a bad kid either. Like, I wasn't like causing trouble, you know what I mean? I just wasn't into school. So what else are you gonna do other than tell me like you got to do well, you got to do well?
Yeah.
Now I know how I would approach me, but that's only because I'm me. And basically it would just kind of be like, hey, what do you want to do? You want to play baseball in college, right? You want to go to college? All right, dude. Then we got to get these grades up. All right? If you don't get these grades up, you can't do that. That alone would have just probably been
motivate
good.
you.
Yeah.
Almost like put some like fear and anxiety into you a little bit. Like, oh shit, if I don't do good, like I'm not gonna play baseball.
Yeah, telling in general, and also my parents are great. I'm just saying with this one topic, I just remember my dad every morning would be like, you gotta do better, you gotta do better. Instead, nicely, not also like some fucking,
just
you know,
like fucking
yeah, like
you.
not like a hardo at all, like a very casual human being. But with me, it's always been stuff like cutting to the chase as simple as possible, like gets me to do things. Or it not even gets me to do things, it just makes me realize how important something might be.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
I can't think of another example, but
You're not a fucking pitter-patter type guy. Cut through the bullshit.
yeah.
Tell me what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I just need someone to tell me, like, look, dude, you can't go to college and play baseball if you don't have at least decent grades.
That's the same thing I kind of like if I don't know, if I was talking to a boss or even vice versa, like, hey, man, like, listen, I'm going to bring you in for, like, you know, like how you're doing, what do they call those, like, reviews or yearly reviews or quarterly? It's like, hey, so, like,
Scouting report, but...
Listen, like, so let's go over the things you're doing great. You know, you're doing this. Like, dude, just cut through. Like,
yeah.
You're doing good. You're doing great this one. You're doing fucking terrible right there. Just do better. What do you need? You need help? You know? All right, great. Mm-hmm. Let's just do better this time. Okay, great. Done. You know what I mean?
I hate when people beat around the bush. I fucking hate when people beat around the bush.
Especially when you know what the point's going to be.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you already can, like, read through the shit, and you're literally just waiting for them to get to the point to cut through the bullshit.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than when someone tells me something, right? And they explain it in this way that's really long, and then at the end of it, I'm like, okay, so point, blank, blah, 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 blah. One sentence, like, yes. And it's just like literally like that was the entire fucking thing. And that's kind of what I mean by telling me something simple and to the point. It's just like, that's how my brain works. It's like when I hear something, I try to make it simple and to the point more so than how a teacher or something would explain it.
You know what sucks about that too? Is because remember like writing papers in college and school, and like you'd have to write a 15-page paper.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I can write this in a page.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be way better.
Yeah.
And it'll probably cut to the point way better.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll probably like it more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But instead I got to drag out the same point for fucking 14 more pages. It was the worst.
I remember passing in some papers where I was just like, damn, I feel bad she has to take the time, or he has to take the time to even read this. But it would just be so bullshitted. What were we talking about before that?
Just kind of like cutting through the bullshit.
Talking,
yeah,
like, right.
Just not elongate.
There have been numerous things that I've learned over a long period of time, but one day it just clicked because someone explained it to me, and it's in a very, very simple way. And if that was explained to me off rip, I would have been better at it quicker.
Right.
You know?
No, I believe it.
Hard to think of an example, but...
I've had similar situations where, like you said, things kind of click or fall into place just because someone explained it the right way and the simpler way.
In the simpler way, exactly. Like, just simple and to the point, and yeah. See, somewhat of an example is, you know, if someone coaches baseball, you need to know the mechanics, right? Like, absolutely. But if you're coaching people that know mechanics, right? Like, you're in college or a good high school or something, to me, you need to work on little mechanics, obviously. But the only thing for example, if I was to get up to bat right now, right? The only things I think of are, because muscle memory, I know all these little mechanics. The only things I think of is be 60% on my back leg, 40% on my front, right? Just mainly a little more weight on my back leg. Try to hit the baseball with the handle of the bat, which sounds ridiculous, but when you make contact, you don't want it to be like this if you're watching visually.
Like your wrist breaking?
Yeah, because say I'm a lefty. So say if I make contact like this, like the balls in my wrists are like this, that's what's going to be a dinky ground ball to the second baseman or first baseman. You're gonna roll it over. But when you make contact, it's like, say the ball's right here, you're getting your power from the bat going through, like the handle goes through first and the rest follows.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's where it's like loading the power kind of.
Yeah, so if you try to hit the ball with the handle, you throw, it's just the correct start to the swing.
If you watch the home run derby and they do the slow-mo, you could see like the perfect textbook swing to have, and like how they get so much power, and they're all making contact like right before their wrist break, where it's loading, and then they just go.
Because if you try to hit the ball with the handle of the bat, the rest of the swing just follows. And then so that's only two things. And then at the end of the swing, you need to be completely balanced. Because if you're not balanced at the end of the swing, whether you're going to the right or to the left or whatever, it's just not going to be a line drive or a good hit ball, because you need to be centered when you make contact well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did someone explain it to you like terribly one time and then you
went? Well, I've had so basically I've had coaches just, you know, they'll be like So that was kind of my own way of breaking it down for myself, right? But I've had coaches teach me those things as I went, and it was those little things that if I just break it down like that, it's way simpler.
Right.
And I've had coaches that were too technical, that were like, you know, oh, you need to load sooner. Then you start loading sooner, right? And then all of a sudden, like your strides off, and then all right, so you're focusing on the load and the stride, and then he's like,
but then this could happen, and then this could happen.
Be shorter to the ball, you know, focus on being shorter to the ball. And they just throw a million things at you. And I don't think that's a good way to go about it, because then you fuck with the person's head. I've had these situations happen to me personally where it's just been like, you know, a coach is literally just fucking with my head because he's just telling me all these little things to work on as I'm doing it. And it's just too many little things to know, you know?
I feel like that happens to someone going out golfing with their buddies at least once every time.
Well, yeah. And that,
someone who knows what to do in golf.
Right.
And they're just like, dude, just let me hit the fucking ball.
And then you know that they're going to comment on whatever swing you do, even if you know what I mean? It's just, you know it's coming. But so I've had coaches that break it down too much. And then I had a coach who I didn't like at all, but he believed very much in like the mental aspect of baseball and how... he was the one that kind of brought it to my attention that to break it down, all these little things you're focusing on too much. You know how to hit a baseball. See, he saw it a little differently. I see it similar, if this makes sense.
Some nuance to it.
A little nuance to it, because I think you do need to work on certain things. I don't think mentally it's just like, you know how to hit a baseball, so go up and just fucking figure it out. You do, but it's like knowing other little things helps.
Yeah.
But so that kind of had something to do with it, and my high school coach told me the handle to the ball thing, and ever since I started that, I was just ripping the shit out of the ball. Ever since like I started doing that in my entire baseball career, I was ripping the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, I remember you told me to. I think you told me. I don't know if it was on the podcast. Like we
No,
were talking offline.
We were at Pearl Street, I think.
Oh yeah, we were Pearl Street. Yeah, and then it helped.
Yeah.
I started like getting like easier hits, even though I didn't like play that often.
Yeah.
Like go to the cages that much.
Yeah. That's
Just
cool.
little things.
And then the 60-40 thing, I had a coach in college who I was way the fuck back. I was hitting a slump, and I was way the fuck back on my
back leg.
Yeah, way. Like I would put all my weight there forever too. And he was like, try going a little more 50-50. Go like 60-40. And I did, and I got a triple that game. And then I was just hitting
60-40
better.
it
Yeah,
is.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. It's weird, dude. It's weird how people explain you things, and then things kind of fall into place, whether it's sports or anything else.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything with hockey that it's just something in particular that one day it just clicked and you were way better at it because of this whatever?
I feel like when kids learn how to do a slap shot, a lot of times they like think like when they're winding up, you're supposed to just hit the puck like directly, but you're supposed to like hit like fucking 3 inches like before the puck on the ice, because that's where like the stick's gonna hit and then it flexes. That's where you get all the power. So like when you see a slow motion of like a slap shot,
okay, yeah,
like that's like one thing that I've not learned, but I did learn it. But that's like one thing you're supposed to like teach kids when like they first develop a slap shot, because you don't get a slap shot until you're like fucking like 9. You know?
Okay.
No one's slap shot on the puck. If they do, it's gonna be not a good one,
right.
Unless they're just like through puberty already and
Yeah.
have pubes at like age 10, which happens to some kids.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some just like little things. You know what I realized the other day? This was longer than the other day, but I was rolling a joint, and my girlfriend made a comment when I licked the joint, and she said, oh, "It's like an envelope," and I realized, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like you're it's like you're rolling an envelope, kinda.
Dude, that was one thing. It took me a long fucking time to get down. Was
to learn.
Joint. Yeah.
You just got to keep doing it, and you figure it out.
Because some people have like shaky hands, kind of too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking weird. Well, we're at like minute 50. You want to like wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Cool.
At Adam Lucy on Instagram. Check out adamlucy.com for collectibles and stuff. Got drawings on there, got paintings on there, got prints, 1 of 25. Have clothes coming soon. Murph, what do you have to
just keep listening. Shouts out to all the people that throw me messages, throw me love. I love that.
Hell yeah.
Cool. We'll see you next weekend.
Hell yeah.
Or next week. Peace.